Welcome to another edition of Storytime, where we look at stories from around the world and on the internet and weigh in on see what our opinions are. Right? Just have some fun. Right? So here we have wedding bust plus best friend entitlement. Right? Another Am I the Asshole? Wedding season. As a wedding DJ, you always see how hectic weddings are. It's a lot of planning. So I'm interested to see what's going on here. Right? Am I the asshole for refusing to help my best friend with her wedding because she didn't make me a bridesmaid? Okay. So, my best friend, 24 female, we'll call her May, and I, 24 female, have been close since middle school. We've talked about being in each other's weddings. So, when she got engaged last year, I assumed I'd be a bridesmaid. She recently asked me to help with the wedding planning, but when she showed me the list for her bridal party, I wasn't on the list. Uh oh. I asked why, and she got awkward and said she had to make some choices. The party included her sister, her fiance's sister, and a few newer friends she'd known for a couple of years. She wanted a small party. I didn't want to make it a big deal, though. I congratulated her and figured I'd still be a guest. But then she started asking me for a lot of help. Things like dress shopping, DIY decorations, venue hunting, making party favors, etc., etc. I finally told her, hey, I love you, but I feel weird doing all this when I'm not even a bridesmaid. She got angry and said that she thought that I'd still want to be involved because we're best friends. I told her I'd still be at the wedding, but I wasn't going to do all this extra work when she didn't even consider me close enough to be at her bridal party. Facts. Now she and some of our mutual friends are giving me the cold shoulder, saying I'm being petty and making the wedding about me. But I'm not going to be doing bridesmaid level work if I'm not one. Am I the asshole? Right? So she goes on to explain that she feels that she might be the asshole because she refused to help her best friend with her wedding after she didn't make her a bridesmaid, and she doesn't know if she might be being petty or selfish to withhold help just because she's not in the bridal party. She's still her friend, and maybe she should have helped regardless. So, what do you think? Do you think she's the asshole? My personal opinion, no. That's a big deal, especially something that having a friend since very young and talking about getting married and the one day, the one day the dreaming together and such. If they're that close, she just assumed that she would be part of the bridal party, which is reasonable, a reasonable assumption, right? Um, so I wouldn't label her the asshole because it would hurt, right? To see newer friends and people that have known her less time and don't know her as much, right? That are now being considered, to be at a higher position, really, because now she's just a guest, right? So I would say no. Um, Looking at some of the comments, right? So like when she said, "Hey, I love you, but I feel weird doing all this when I'm not even a bridesmaid," right? Yeah, not the asshole. She wants free labor from you. She's trying to enlist your help because her bridesmaids probably have either already said no, even though that's their job, or because she doesn't want to burden them with the menial tasks she wants to dump on you. That she got angry when you stood up for yourself speaks volumes. Good on you for not letting her use you. That was from I Am Irene, and 21,000 people agree, right? Jodine says, yeah, she's definitely trying to use OP, original poster. Doesn't sound like much of a best friend. You might think she's a best friend, but she definitely doesn't think you're her best friend. Facts, right? It's the whole you're my best friend. I thought you want to be part of my wedding. So manipulative. It's just gross. Yeah. Right. So it's that's a tough one, right? Because obviously she's gonna want to help and she's gonna want to be part of that situation, but not under those terms. And it's one of those things where you almost have to reconsider that whole friendship because you just assume that, if you've talked about it and even talked about it in the past about being part of each other's weddings and now she doesn't want to have you there, it's like, what does that mean? Right. So, um, comments are great. OP, sorry, I don't have time to do that, Pride, but why? I thought we were friends. OP, I had to make choices. That's what she should have said. I had to make choices because she obviously made the bad choice in leaving her friend out. So this is a quick one, right? I would say, no, you're definitely not the asshole. It seems that a lot of people agree, that you're definitely not the asshole in the situation because it says clearly, right? They've talked about being in each other's weddings, right? And so she just assumed that that would be part of, she'd be part of her best friend's wedding, right? So am I the asshole for refusing to help my best friend with her wedding because she didn't make me a bridesmaid? No. Alternative underscore scar 5530. You are definitely not the asshole. Thanks for tuning into this quick edition of E Story Time. Weigh in your comments. What do you think? Do you think she's the asshole or not? Do you have any stories that you want to throw up here that you want us to weigh in on and talk about? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for following along. Have a good one.